We all did.
No.
Fucking hell, yeah.
So I'd bring you small.
I thought you were like, get right through it and smash it. Honestly, I thought, it's not here with us.
Shove your fucking hands up! Shove your fucking hands up! Shove your fucking hands up! Up your
There reason with it. What am I to think if it says page after page after page? What if, who was Muhammad's first wife? What's her name? Khadija. One of the things I think I like that Khadija said was she said, isn't it like Muhammad would come back and he said, Allah's changed his mind, Allah's changed his mind. You guys can only have 4 wives. Well, mate, I've got to have 7 wives or 9 wives with it. And Khadija said to him, very wise woman, she said, isn't it strange, Muhammad? Whenever God changes his mind, it sort of seems to be in your favour.
But he never married more than one when she was alive?
But once she died, he had 7 wives, didn't he?
After she died, yeah.
And one of them he took his wife at 7 years old. How do you feel about that? Are you comfortable with that? Completely comfortable with that. A man in his 50s taking a girl of 7 with his wife. Are you complete? You tell me this is the best man that ever walked. Not the second best, not a good man, the best man who ever walked the earth. He takes a child at 7 to be his bride. Are you 100% comfortable with that?
I think there's so much more to it than I think he took like that. I can't speak because for my religion because I don't know that part.
Sure, you can speak for your religion. Look into it.
Yes, I can. But in terms of that, I don't feel like I can speak on behalf of Islam like that because I don't know that.
Okay, well, I'd say the first thing should be, right, if I give you honesty, I would say, then read the Quran, read it right the way through, and see what he himself, the man that is described as the best man that ever lived, see what it says. Then I'd challenge you, I would say, pick up, not even the whole New Testament, pick up the Gospel of John, and read through it, and see if you can find any fault in the man Jesus. Compare the two, just compare. You live in a free society where you're allowed to compare, and we encourage debate and discourse and thinking. I would say, look into it.
Okay, but putting the religions aside, I'm just talking about like as being people.
Yeah.
Do you not just think that we can work together? Like,
I believe people should work together, and I think if you look at, say, this nation, Britain, it's a very graceful nation. It's a very peace-loving. It looks for dialogue. It looks for peace.
Have you not seen the Muslims that are doing?
No, I haven't. I don't see a single Muslim country that seems to work towards peace.
I'm not talking about Muslim countries.
Well, what are we talking about then? These are countries that quote the Quran on the flag.
But again, the government system, I don't agree with things that are happening myself.
Tell me something. Okay, there's a lot of things. I present to you a lot of things, and you say, I don't agree with that. And I'm presenting Islam back to you. And you say, well, I don't agree with that part. That's man twisting it. That's man twisting it. It's man misreading it. I'll say, okay, please show me an example where Islam really works, where there's an outworking of Islam, and it works really, really well. So please tell me that example.
Well, I give you an example of where I live in Birmingham. There are so many people who are doing things in the community. There's charities which are set up by Muslim organisations. These are Muslim organisations who, when there was the attack in Manchester, they were raising money for the families of the victims to support them. So we're Muslims working in the community together. That's based on what we're taught in our religion.
And I would agree with you. I'd say within Islam there'll be some really lovely people. There'll be some lovely-hearted people, and that'll be part of their humanity. They'll be lovely people.
But that goes back to
okay, just stay with me. There'll be lovely Buddhists. There'll be lovely Hindus. There'll be lovely atheists. There'll be lovely. All different people of all, that's their humanity. They're lovely, sometimes they're lovely in spite of their belief system, not because of it. So I'd put it to you, they're not lovely because there'll be bits in, I don't know, there'll be bits in the Quran that says feed the poor. I'd say if you've got any ounce of humanity about you, you don't need to read a book to tell you to help somebody who's down. That's just your humanity. That's your humanity. They're travelling on the back of that.
Nice job you made that.
So that's what I would say about that. I would say read about the man Muhammad, who's held up as the best man.
He's a paedophile. He's a kill by infidel.
Okay, if we go to that period of time.
Yeah. Okay, so context, yeah. I put it to you, humanity transverses timelines. Humanity.
It's like, for example, now we're a society where we're more accepting and more tolerant of people. Even racism in this country, they were prejudiced against people because of their skin colour. And if you go into the future, they'll say with Islam. He was that okay. That happened.
Do you feel like it? So that's like an evolution, isn't it? As people are evolving, we're getting better and sort of we move along and there's a journey forward. And I would say you're quite right. There's as a society, say just if I may, so say as British society, there's certain things we've moved forward on. You know, we used to tell Irish jokes 20 years ago. Now you cringe to think you were told those jokes. They're really wrong. So there's an evolution, there's a moving forward. Do you feel like Islam moves forward?
That's the thing, like, we had that before. There was no such thing as racism in Islam. You're not allowed to. Islam says all people are equal in the eyes of God, and it doesn't matter what colour you are or where.
Have you seen that written in the Quran?
Yeah.
How does that sit with them on one level?
It says a black man, it says Arab is not better than a non-Arab, and a non-Arab is not better than an Arab, because at that time they were very proud people, the Arabs, which is where the Quran was revealed, the Arabs. But he's making it clear in the Quran, just because it's revealed here doesn't mean that you're better than everyone else. So there wasn't racism, and that's what spoke to Malcolm X as well. So when he went to Mecca, everyone was standing shoulder to shoulder as people. So where you're saying there's been, we've evolved here, but in Islam we already had that about being humans.
So do you feel, again, from what I see, I've seen videos on YouTube where gay people are being thrown off buildings in complete terror. It's on YouTube. It's all there. The crowd below, it's not one or two. There's hundreds of people cheering this on as these poor gay people in what I can't imagine the level of terror they're being thrown off. The mullahs that I see and the holy men I see of Islam, they seem to condone this. They seem to say this is a good thing. How do you feel about that?
No, I wouldn't agree with throwing someone.
But it's happening. It's not happening in spite of Islam. It's happening because of Islam, in the name of Islam. These chaps who killed these people out for the night out the other week, as they was putting the knives in, they were shouting, "This is for Allah." It's hard to disconnect the two things.
And it's unfair. It's like if someone stood up there and said, "We're doing this for Jesus," I would not then say there's a flaw in the religion. I'd say, well, that person clearly doesn't know what his religion is telling them.
So what bad things do you think are currently being done in the name of Jesus or in the name of Christianity currently around the world today?
The KKK.
I think the KKK is a red herring. If the KKK does in fact exist, I would imagine that it exists in the deep south in America, and its membership might member a couple of hundred if you were lucky. I'd be surprised if they do more than meet on a Tuesday night in a bar and sing a few old boy songs. And that's probably as far as the KKK. The KKK is a red herring that's thrown out by the myth. Okay, well, let's do that. I would disagree that the KKK is any type of force at all in any real existence. Can you give me any examples, say, even in the last 5 or 10 years, that the KKK has done anything that's bad? If they exist, I don't think they exist personally, but can you give me any examples?
Like incidents, I just don't. I feel like if you seek hate, then that's what you see. For me, I don't try and find a flaw in Christianity or in people. I try and bring out the good. Like, look at what these Christians are doing. Or not even addressing them as Christians. Look at what these people are doing with these people, and you know. And I try and bring that up. So one of the shows that I do in my radio station is bringing inspirational people onto my show to talk about the good that they're doing in the community, to encourage and inspire others to do the same thing. I wouldn't go on the internet and find some bad things that Christians did or the KKK, because I don't want to know about the bad things. I'm not going to fight someone and say, oh, you know, start tit for tat. The Muslims did this, but the Christians did that, and the Christians did this, and the Jews did that. And like,
well, again, you're using that example, saying the Christians did that and the Jews did that. I'll present that to you, back to you, and say, okay, so clearly there must be things that these groups are doing that are really bad. You've mentioned Israel, you mentioned the Jews. What's your feeling towards Israel?
Israel.
Yeah, how do you feel about
any killing as well?
Did you feel Israel has a right to exist?
I feel like people should live together in peace.
Do you think there should be a Jewish state called Israel that should be allowed to exist?
If they do it in a peaceful manner and they can work together, then, but apart from killing each other...
They seem to be doing it in a peaceful manner, I would say. If you look at the Middle East, there seems to be one tiny strip of land that seems to work, and that place is called Israel.
They're fighting to get it. They're killing a lot of people to get that.
Who are killing a lot of people?
The Israelis. They're killing a lot of Palestinians.
Are they doing that in defence, or are they aggressors, or are they
People would
defenders?
argue from either side.
I would say, again, give me an example where their actions are defensive. I think there's nobody wants peace in the Middle East more than the Israelis. I think they're desperate for peace. They're desperate for a quiet life. They live on a constant war fetting.
Opinions on that. It kind of goes down to what you're looking at and where you're getting that information from, and from what side. At the end of the day, the most important thing for me is Islam condemns murder of innocent lives.
I was having a bit of fun with him.
And that we work together. Whether that's in Israel or Palestine or England or Pakistan, wherever it is, Islam is not, we don't encourage
Why do you
murder.
think there seems to be a sizable proportion of Muslims who aren't getting that message about peaceful living? What's
I
your
don't
thoughts
think
about
they're
that?
acting upon Islam, and I wouldn't consider them Muslims. I would just say they're just random people who have issues within themselves and acting on their own accord.
So if, let's say this proportion becomes 10% or 20% of people who are, to use your stance, misunderstanding Islam.
They're not misunderstanding Islam, they're just using Islam. They're not if you understood Islam for what it really is, you'd realise that Islam does not.
But the guys who are committing these atrocities, they seem to spend more time with their head in the Quran than absolutely anybody else. They seem to be ticking all the boxes, respecting Ramadan, praying when they should, reading the Quran. They seem to be the most up to speed on the Quran, and yet these are the guys that seem to be carrying out these acts.
This is what I mean. You can have someone, a Christian, who goes to their church all the time, who puts their hand up and prays in front of everyone, but they've not got a clean heart and they don't really appreciate what Christianity really teaches. Even in my religion, it says you can pray 5 times a day and fast, but if you're not doing what Islam really teaches, which is doing being good in the community and giving your neighbours rights, then Islam is just so much more than praying on 5 times a day.
Why is it? I would take your point if somebody goes to a church. I absolutely agree with you. It's what's in the heart. It's all about the heart. It's the most important thing that I would say. That's what God sees and God listens to. Why is it that so many Muslims are missing? If you tell me there's a beautiful message in Islam, why is it that so many people seem to be missing that message?
They're not. There's so many Muslims here that are living peacefully. She's a Muslim, and are you a Muslim? And do you live peacefully in your community?
No doubt there must be.
There's loads. If Islam taught hate for us to kill all the disbelievers, there'd be no. We'd be killing everyone.
Well, in the countries where Islam has the majority in terms of the population,
And I just went up to the
in the countries where Islam has the edge in terms of population, that is so what happens.
For example,
But that's the government and not the Muslims.
It's not Pakistan.
And we agree that there's a problem in the system of Pakistan. It's not the religion. My sister went there and she came back crying and said the things that they do to children are horrendous and it's against Islam.
So again, it seems as so Pakistan is like an experiment. So you had India, and then in 1947 it split, and it became 46 or 47. It split, and Pakistan was formed, and it became a Muslim country. If you feel unsafe or anything, let me know if this movie will go on around you.
Are they throwing?
Are you okay?
Yeah, are they throwing anything? No.
No, we're okay, you're safe and fine. So it'd be like an experiment. So a piece of land was given to Islam, to Muslims. We called it Pakistan. Now you'd think if that was based on a theocracy, if that was based on Islam, then that country, within a matter of time, would become like a caliphate, it would become like a Muslim paradise, because everyone was committed to the cause of Islam. And again, I'll go back to you before and say, judge something by its fruits, and I'd say, I look at Pakistan, I don't see a utopia, and that is a country that is just based on Islam. And again, you throw it to me.
They're not, but that's the thing. They're not, because they're not basing. It's not based on the religion. They're being selfish.
Okay. So surely you can have Islamic culture. So
no, it's It's not
No, it's
Islamic
not.
culture, no.
It's not. So okay,
There's just religion and then there's culture.
Is
Like, my parents disagree with certain things in the Pakistani culture, which is you can't marry someone who's not Pakistani. Not only do they have to be Pakistani, they also have, not all Pakistanis agree with this, but they have to be a part of a certain sect of being Pakistani. My parents said marry whoever you want as long as they're good people.
Okay.
And that's
basically what she just said is the problem me and her are having. So we are a live example. So what it is, yeah, that's not religion.
Okay.
So I'm late to the debate. Are you saying that in Islam that you can marry anybody?
in Islam you can marry people of different cultures.
No, you can only marry al-Khatib, people of the book. So you could, a Muslim woman can marry no one other than...
Like ethnicity.
No, so, okay, but I thought you were talking about religion. Sorry, I thought you were saying that in Islam, Muslims can only marry Muslims.
Yeah.
And that's the case unless you're a Muslim man, and then you can marry a woman of the book, so either a Christian or a Jew like myself. Well, not like myself, because a man wouldn't be able to marry me in Islam, because that's not so... that's not so halal.
Are you Jewish, sir?
I am Jewish, yeah.
Do you feel Israel is under threat from the world of Islam?
I feel that Israel is under threat every breathing second of its existence.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Do you think Israel and the Jews would like to live in peace in Israel?
100%.
And do you think they work hard and fight for that day?
There's been numerous peace offers. So in Camp David, Tabard, there was a huge peace offering where there was the right to turn off at the sun. 97% of the land that the Palestinians wanted was offered to them, and billions of dollars in compensation. The Palestinians that had to leave, that left in the 48 war, they were offered huge things and it was rejected. So yeah, Israel makes huge efforts for peace.
I mean, from the press, from the left-leaning press for the sea, so I'd say the BBC and the main media streams are very leftist. But even when I look at those news channels, the reports from Islam seem to despise the nation of Israel and the Jewish people.
We don't have a problem with Jewish people.
I think within Islam it's divided into two. So the Quran says that Jews can go to heaven, but it also says in another ayah that Jews will turn into apes and pigs. So one Muslim can read it and say that Jews are Muslims and pigs, and another Muslim can say they go to heaven. It does depend on the Muslim and how they interpret their faith.
What ayah is that?
So which one? The one that Jews can go to Jannah, or the
The ayah.
So if you look at it on the internet, unfortunately I'm Jewish.
Do you read, so when you source this information, is it from the Quran itself or is it from...
Get your mum's up, that's down, mate. It's dog shit, that.
Islamists are the ones that are killing them. They don't see irony. It's not in there. They don't see. They're brainwashed, aren't they? Brainwashed. They get thrown off the top of fucking buildings. Cognitive dissonance. Stoned to death. Mutilated. And then they get Karl Marx. Let's give them a hug. Well, the problem is with everything, everyone different like that. Islam doesn't compromise on anything.
You fucking smelly buzzers!
One of them will be dead. We've got Jewish here, there's Hindu here, there's gays here.
What do you think of this?
I'm on no one's side, I'm just filming, I'm just here for footage, I'm on neither side. Everyone wants to batter us, which is...
Would you cross the border into Palestine?
Pardon?
Would you feel safe crossing the border?
I don't feel safe in some parts of the UK, mate. I'm truthful.
a Muslim lady, and she's in the midst of the Tommy Robinson. She's in the midst of the Tommy Robinson demo today. Oh, mate, you're right, mate. And she's a Muslim, and she's been talking to people, and they're treating her with respect and honouring her and respecting her. And nobody's disrespecting her. She's having a good conversation with some of Tommy Robinson supporters and followers.
Because you've served your country, you know you're defending what's happened.
I'm defending
22 people died this week in the name of Islam.
People who don't bomb this country. People that got fuck all to do with it. It's only because of people like you that hate spread hate.
But we've got an opinion, you're aggressive, aren't you?
Yeah. I would stand up for everybody.
You're a traitor. You're a traitor. You're a traitor. The person who killed 22 people was an Islamist. Full stop. He was an Islamist.
You know I don't. And you want to accuse me of being an idiot.
You know it. So
you have no brains to figure it out.
If you're sat there defending and opposing what they're doing, you're doing it.
It's Muslims. Why is it
It's not Muslims, it's not Muslims, it's not Muslims, it's Islam. The Quran says 109 times to kill fucking infidels, the kafar. 109 times.
You know who arms it? You know who arms it?
We are Saudi Arabia. I don't see ISIS flying around in fucking planes.
Our government wants to divide and conquer. That was their aim.
Saudi Arabia don't give ISIS aeroplanes.
Put me on your fucking hand if you're fucking up on the
Traitor, mate.
Why have you got it in your hand?
Because I remember my mates that died.
That's what you go
But I remember the 22 people who died the other week.
nothing else.
But with the 22 people who died the other week.
We're British.
Right, well guess what?
He loves it, he wants it, he wants it.
And every
Even
other
the first and death.
serving our armed forces and dying beside the rest
If
of
you serve your own forces and you're opposing that, you're mental, you're a traitor, you're disgusting.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that, mate. You've got your opinion, but I think you're disgusting. You're entitled to your opinion.
What you think of me means fun to me.
Have you read the Quran? No opinion then. If you're not read it, you're fucking opposing it. You're opposing something you don't know what you're opposing. 109 times it says kill you, kill me.
Standing spreading hate.
I don't spread
You're
it,
not
mate.
spreading anything intelligently good.
I don't spread it, mate. The Quran spreads it. It says to kill people.
You're standing there and you are
I'm not spreading, I'm discussing it, mate. I'm discussing it. I'm open to
You want to
discussion.
blame
No, I was here.
I want to blame Islam. Islam is a
You want to blame Islam.
I was in for like 10 minutes before you were over there. I was stood there. I walked past. I was stood there.
And you ain't got the first
Suicide bomb.
Have you read the Quran? So can you have an opinion?
Because my heart's full of love, not hate like you.
I want love.
If you want love, it's over.
I don't want 22 people to die in Manchester. I've learned. We've got to read that. You don't want your opponents. Mate, you're entitled. No, I'm in them. Yeah, I'm Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia don't give ISIS fucking jet planes.
I didn't throw anybody.
Educate yourself, mate, because you're looking stupid. Entitled to your opinion. Entitled to your opinion. Look, I thought it was about love.
Well done, mate.
If you went to the wheelchair, mate, you'd be over there. Honestly,
Shake his hand, mate. Shake his hand.
it's all for love, we won't shake your hand if you like, can.
Yeah, shake his hand.
Because we've all got opinions, they're just different. They're
Shake
just
his
different.
hand.
I know what, but you've not read the Quran. You've not read the Quran. Forget Islam. Is Islam a problem, yes or no?
Do what you want.
Yeah, you thought like that, didn't you? Just shake me hand we're going to go our separate ways. That shows what kind of person you are, what kind of person I am.
Who let it happen? You know what's happening? We had a bomb. You were
We're all in it together. We're all in it together. We're all in it together.
This Christian, this nice people, the very Christian speak about God. Really, every day speak about God. The very nice person. They teach people, really, very nice people. English.
You condemn ISIS?
Yes. What do I say?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I don't speak English very well.
Yes or no?
I don't know.
We don't understand. We don't understand.
I don't know.
Are you against ISIS? Yes or no?
I don't know. Everybody.
We don't understand.
All brother. All brother.
Yeah. I know where you're at, mate.
All brother.
I know where you're at.
UK, all brother.
Yeah, we're all brothers here, aren't we? That's what the UK is. That's what the UK is.
Baby killers. Why you listen though? We're not here.
Why are you on that side? It's free speech. That's why we're here. We're looking. Why are you on here? Look on this side then. Look on this side then.
In your age, we're trying to die.
You only eat it.
I served in forces, I went round there, and I am proud to be British.
You are all. So is this woman. And so is this man. And so is this man. And so is this man. Are you a Muslim? I'm not Muslim now. What?
It wasn't aimed at us. Come.
Manchester is a bad place. Why are you more Muslim? What? And he said, please come in to protest against him. Yeah, but you don't blame an entire religion. Come on. Listen,
No, you don't.
Listen, Muslims come over in the 60s.
And them who did that are winning because they're diverting this fantastic city that we live in.
Local corner shops, yeah.
when English people or British people would open on a Sunday morning. Yeah, Pakistani people open the shops, call the shops, so you could go get a bit of milk on a Sunday morning. We've lived together in harmony, so all of a sudden now, all this hatred, right? We've lived together in harmony for all these years, so there's no racism of our part, right? Manchester is the city, it's so diverse. We've got all sorts of people from everywhere, all over the world, to live here and like here. So listen, you come on this side now, yeah?
No, I'm being honest. I was in the army myself, and I never disrespect any EDL or any other.
It's not EDL. I'm EDL. I never done EDL.
What's your mission? I want to know.
My mission is I want the government now to stand up and realise they need to do something. Because as far as I'm concerned, this guy's a Muslim. We're all Muslim here together. Right? As far as I'm concerned, right, there's too much of these teachers now, and they're brainwashing youngsters, right? Not foreigners, the British, the young Manchester people, like they're brainwashing them into doing these acts of terror. Manchester is a real. It's a Manchester. It's Manchester.
Are you Christian?
Yeah.
You're from Manchester.
Yesterday, remember
Oh yeah.
I know these racist people.
What I'm saying is, in the Quran, in Islam, it doesn't teach anywhere to bomb yourself or. It doesn't say anywhere to kill them. Why would anyone kill himself?
The mosque where the kid that's
But that's individual. If your kid stole from me, I'm not going to say the father's a bad man.
Right, okay, you're
I'm going to respect you to say if the kid made a mistake.
He didn't make a mistake. Listen, he was in the mosque there, okay? Right, how many people are there? The kids that, right? The kid that the girls, eight preachers after eight preachers, dictating in that mosque, right? And no one's come out and said anything about it. As a Muslim, if you're a Muslim and a Manchester man, as a British Muslim, you need to stand out. You need to stand out because this is what's happening. Well, listen, you need to stand. You need to unite and get away from this because listen, this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be civil war.
You're right.
Thanks for talking.
There's no balance.
Listen, what if you come here with your skateboard? Fuck off with your skateboard, don't you, Brady? Like your scruffy twats. Go and have a bath.
Leave it there, pal.
What are you on about? You scruffy twats. No.
If any Muslims have killed any British people, we are very sorry.
No, listen.
But if anyone who kills innocent people, I will make sure that I kill him first.
No, listen. Do you know what you need to do? He's off that side. He's off that side there.
That's my voice.
Right, listen. This is what you need to speak to.
If any Muslim people have killed any British people, we are sorry.
You don't have to apologise because Muslims don't kill.
But if any people kill an innocent people, I'll be the first to kill him. And I mean that.
So you want to say?
Even if my death, even if I die, anyone that kills innocent people, I'll be the first to kill him. And I'll say that when I meet God, I will tell him. I will tell him that I made my promise. Kill British people. I support British people. I love British people. British people have given me a passport. We have come here to live in peace. We have run from our own country to British people.
I'm sorry to you. Oi, one of you. One of you. Well said. Don't wait. Don't be shy. All that. One of them. That's all I said to you. One of them. Sold everyone else. Sold your nationality, your flag, the whole hit, mate. You went there. But you wait to check, do you remember? Do you remember that? Gagging to get in. Do you remember that? Do you remember? Yeah, you do. And you're doing exactly the same today.
That guy, it's called that guy. We're all racist. We're all here for different reasons. Alright, whatever. Yeah. I don't know you, so don't talk to me. You're the one telling everyone to go away. Why don't you? You one, man. Who the fuck are you talking to? You one, man. Random guys talking to me like
well, you're a random guy telling us. You've got nothing to say. Not everyone's racist, mate. We're all here for different reasons.
Hi folks, hope you're okay. I've just got back from today in Manchester, and whew, what a day. The crowds were unbelievable. There were thousands of people there today that came out to support Tommy Robinson and what he was saying, and it was quite phenomenal, really, because you felt there was a real backlash, a real sense that many people were really angry at what's happened in Manchester and the other bombings, the other killings and things in London, and you just felt this force, this tremendous force just coming to Manchester today, and it was really quite overwhelming. There was some demonstrators against Tommy Robinson's group, and they weren't very many compared to Tommy Robinson's group. And the police, I love the police, but I think they were not wise to allow the leftists to protest near Tommy Robinson's protest, really. But it was phenomenal today. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've never ever seen anything like it in my life. And the leftists were chanting against Tommy Robinson's group, saying you're racist, and there was a few lager louts there, but you know, there was a Muslim lady in Tommy Robinson's group, and she was debating with some of the people who were against Sharia law, and they were treating her with respect. There was a few other heated debates, but it was the sheer, what really I found interesting was you could see that this is only going to get worse. More and more people are going to get angry, more and more people are going to protest with Tommy Robinson. Muslim people are going to get upset because, you know, 99% of them are good people, and they're wondering why Tommy Robinson's group. And I felt like crying today. I really did. I felt like crying. There was a Muslim guy, and I felt like crying because his heart was breaking. His heart was breaking. But the people in Tommy Robinson's group, their hearts were breaking. So everybody's heart's breaking because, you know, we don't want to see the killings that we've seen. And I think the answer is we've got to talk to each other. We've got to dialogue with each other. We've got to sit down and talk to each other. It's no good demonising each other. The leftists were saying that Tommy Robinson's group were Nazis. And then some of the Tommy Robinson's group were shouting things back at the leftists that weren't good too. And we've got to sit down, we've got to talk to each other. That's my thinking today. I'm going to make a documentary of this and put all the clips together. And I met some amazing people today on both sides of the camp. I met some amazing people on the leftist side and on Tommy Robinson's side, and it was an amazing day. It really was an amazing day. So I'm going to talk about it more and reflect, make this video longer, reflect on some of the issues that came out of today. So yeah, alright. I'm just giving you my reaction at the end of the day. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed with what happened today. It's going to take me a day just to think about and chew over what I've seen today.